The things that I thought my husband couldn't do wasn't never that he couldn't do them. It was that I didn't entrust in him the power of leadership to just get it done one way or another. To lose your autonomy is probably the worst nightmare of most of us independent women. I literally thought that marriage was going to be the death of me. And for someone to tell me, you need to be a submissive wife, that was like, do you have any idea who you are talking to? ¿Qué pasa, Beast fam? Welcome back to the Beast Den. My name is Sloan the Beast. I'm a chaos coach for mothers in the circus act of raising a family and building a business. On this channel, I teach you how to juggle both worlds so that you can have your unique dynamic, your unique synergy. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's video, all about why I believe that being a submissive wife is actually not a bad thing, and how it's changed my marriage and can probably change yours too. Listen up, I know you feel like you've got it, whether it's taking out the trash, paying the bills, taking care of the kids, taking them to and from daycare and sports, and all of the things that you have to do because it all falls on you, right? You got it. You're that girl. Like, you can hold it down. You don't need no dude. What for? It's great to have him there, but like, really, if he's gone, like, that'll suck for a couple months, but deuces, I could do this on my own, right? Let me rewind back to 2016, where I had that same exact narrative. I believed that I didn't need my husband for nothing. I was making good money, working within corporate America. I really only had one kid. I had a brand new car that I had paid for myself. And so my husband was just kind of an accessory. He was there and it was cool to have him, but honestly, didn't make a dent. Okay, let me also say, like, my husband knows I'm making this video and he's totally okay with me sharing this information because it's going to help you. If you're watching this video, you have some sort of conviction that your marriage could be better. And you're going to learn something in this video that is really going to help you in that journey and towards that goal. I had that narrative until the day came where my husband was like, oh, you don't need me? Bet, deuces, see you. I don't want you. Like, not even that I don't need you, I don't want you, because if you don't need me, why do you even want me then? If I don't contribute anything to you, why should I be here? And you're so vocal about it, right? So bet, I'll see you later. And that was the downfall of my marriage. We were 5 years in, we'd been together for 6 total, and that was it. That was the end of my marriage as I knew it. Through a series of situations and learning and growth and therapy, we are now probably one of the strongest couples that I personally know, and so many people in my network say to us, like, I aspire to have a relationship like what you have, because, like I said, I was very vocal about not needing my husband. The first thing I want you to consider is, here you are, right? You have this mindset of, I don't need no dude. But here's the thing. What's worse than you asking for his help, okay? Like, what would it take for you to ask for his help? Oftentimes, my clients say, well, when I ask for his help, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it in the moment. He doesn't do it the way that I like him to do it, or he messes up what I had already done and just needed him to finish. Wow. So it's all about you then, right? Like, this has nothing to do with him. See, by not being a wife that creates a safe space for your spouse to make mistakes, to grow, to contribute, what you are doing is actually devaluing him. I won't use the word demasculate him because I don't believe necessarily that's what you're doing. What you're doing is devaluing his authority. You're devaluing the amount of work that he wants to put into your marriage and your family as well. You're showing your children, and here's the kicker, you're showing your boys what they can potentially be looking at within their marriages. Think about it like this. Do you think it is okay the way that you speak to your husband? Would you like your sons to be spoken to in that same manner? If they did something and maybe it wasn't up to par to the way that their wife did it, would you be okay with her responding in the way that you've been responding? Don't shoot the messenger now. I'm just trying to challenge your way of seeing things. Because if you want a better marriage, you need to get outside of your own head. What you're doing is you're not creating an environment where your husband can grow, where he can evolve, where he can fall short. You're not creating a conducive environment where there is constructive criticism, not your criticism in a way where he gets defensive, but criticism in a way where it's like, oh no, that's cool. Let me show you how I normally, thank you so much for doing this for me. Let me show you how I normally do it, and this is why. Not, damn, bro, I trusted you to do this one thing and you couldn't even do that. Like, you couldn't even do that. We as wives, we as women think that men are mind readers. And I know you've heard this before, and it's like key, but I'm not keying, because you are not just in a marriage just to do life with somebody. You are the actual example. You are the reference point for your sons and daughters as to what they can expect. What are the boundaries of marriage? What is allowed within marriage? How should they treat their spouses, and how should they expect to be treated? And so if you are acting anything less than that, then we have a disconnect here. We're talking about creating a safe space that's conducive to the evolution and the growth of my spouse. What does that look like? Like the example that I gave, you let them do it. Let them make the mistake. Let them do it the way that they want to. Because does it matter if it's that way as long as it gets done? Does it matter if the bathroom isn't up to your standard of being squeaky clean? Can't we just be appreciative of the fact that he cleaned it in the first place? Can't we just say thank you for contributing, because now that's one less thing off of my to-do list? Can we lower our expectations in some areas so that he could evolve and he can grow, and over time he can clean the house or clean the bathroom to your standards? Because with every step you say, oh, hey, let me show you this thing that I do that actually makes it look even more clean. Like, you did such a good job, but there's this little detail that I like to add. Or in my case, I don't even say nothing. I just say thank you. And anything else additional that I have to do, guess what? It'll take me a second, because he already did the bulk of the work. Yes, we women are very detail oriented. So I had to learn, it's all good. As long as he did it, the little details, that could be my touch. That could be just things that I add on, sprinkle on top. So I want you to imagine you creating a safe space where you let your guard down and he's allowed to man up and step up and help you out around the house. Oh, Sloan, but he can never stay with the kids so that I can have a girls' weekend. You never give him the opportunity. Oh, Sloan, but he can never cook because you never give him the opportunity. You are the one that has your guard up so high that you don't even entrust in him the basic tasks for him to step up to the plate. You have not created that safe space for him. And so rather than him disappoint you, he'd much rather just resist it altogether. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. And can you blame him? Imagine being in a space where you have created an environment where your husband is safe to lead. Imagine having a household where you know things are going to be taken care of. You know what each of your roles are. You know that you got his 6 and he's got yours. And things are going to work in the house because there is no you and me and my way. No. It's let's work as a combined unit. What happens by default is now you feel safe enough to let your guard down and to be in your feminine energy. And this is where the key point is. Because once I learned that, hold up, the things that I thought my husband couldn't do wasn't never that he couldn't do them. It was that I didn't entrust in him the power of leadership to just get it done one way or another. What had to happen is I had to say, I'm gonna get my hands out of the pot and let you stir things up in the fire and figure it out. That's how leaders are born. They're given the opportunity to step up. But had I always acted in this space of, I got it, I can handle it, I can this, I can that, I never had given him the chance. So once I took a step back, now it was, you're gonna sink or swim, but I trust that you're gonna swim. I trusted him. And so you need to trust your spouse enough to say, you've got this handled. When we think of submissive wives, we think of wives that are yes sir, no sir, yes master, no master. And it's like, It's not even like that, bro. Being a submissive wife is saying, I trust that you will always make the best decision for our family. I trust that you will always make the best decision for me, for our children, for our family. I trust you to lead. I trust you to ask for my help when you feel stuck. I trust you to ask for my counsel when you're about to make a decision that you know is going to impact the holistic family, the entire dynamic of our family unit. That had to shift within me. And now when people are like, damn, you're a submissive wife, now I'm like, that is a great compliment. Because what it's saying is I can see in you guys the blind faith that you have in each other. And that's ultimately what you want. Now, part of the reason why you always feel so exhausted is because, to my point, you are always playing both roles. You're always husband and wife. Because you have created that debilitating environment. When you allow him to be a man in your relationship, you're not just letting him be a man, you're letting him be the man. And that level of confidence that you're gonna see rise up in your husband is gonna be so exciting, because now, again, you can go back into your feminine energy. You can go back to feeling safe enough to say, there's different things that I can do. There's different hobbies that I can explore that I couldn't explore before because I had to be both roles. There's different things that I could do with my husband now, conversations that I can have, because now we have this safe space within the bubble of our marriage. Before, that was not the case. Before, it was just, nah, you won't get it because you don't hustle the way that I do. Nah, you won't get it because you don't pay bills the way that I do. You don't take care of our kids the way that I do. Like, there isn't an equal exchange of responsibility here for you to have anything to add to my table. But when you're both eating at the table because you both have something to add to it, it's a different conversation. And I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you lose all autonomy. On the contrary, my husband has never trusted me more than in the last 6 years of our marriage. Because I have created a place where I can say, you know what? You need my help? Let me know. You know what? I don't think that this is the best fit, but I'm gonna let you have the final say on this. And now through time, he's like, dang, I think your gut feeling is right. I think your intuition is 10 for 10. Like, no, you tell me. Like, yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, I'm gonna make the decision. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But I trust your judgment and I trust your intuition and I trust that you see what I don't see because you got my back always. That is such a different dynamic. And if you crave that, then you have to change the way that you're showing up to your marriage. The last thing I want to say about why it is that you're feeling exhausted constantly, not just in your marriage, in your motherhood, in your family, is because you have created scenarios in your head that have now made your relationship feel one-sided. By saying things to yourself like, well, at least I know if I have to do this on my own, I can, right? At least I know if he leaves, I can do this on my own. I don't need him here. You have just created a one-sided relationship, very similar to the story that I told you in the beginning. When my husband left, I realized, damn, maybe I don't need him financially, but I definitely want him around. And when you want people around, you want them to evolve as well. When you want people around, you want them to feel valued. And so if you feel exhausted in your marriage, you feel exhausted in your relationships, you feel like I'm doing it all on my own, what is the role that you played in that? Because that didn't just come to pass. There are things that you allowed, things that you created. It is up to you to identify what those things are. So to wrap this up, I hope that you understand that being a submissive wife does not have to be a negative thing. Your perception truly is your reality, and this is your opportunity to be in the confines of a marriage, of a relationship, of a partnership where you are equally valued, where you are equally loved, where you can create better family structures by being examples in your household for your children. So if you have any questions or you want to continue the conversation going, you can comment down below. If you're like, Sloan, I need more help with this. My marriage is struggling and and I know I could be doing better. Let's work one-on-one. I have a 90-day coaching program. I have worked with women in the past who were in this very same scenario as I was in. And by the end of our 90 days together, they have reported back saying, my marriage has never been more harmonious. My marriage has never felt so good, so safe. This is a totally different relationship. If that's what you crave as well, let's work together. The link to schedule a sales call is down below. Totally free to do that. We're just gonna talk about what your goal is and exactly when we can get started and what that process looks like. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Gracias por estar aquí, mi gente, y nos vemos en la próxima.